afternoon, everybody. Certainly Janet Rayfield with Women's Soccer here. Certainly excited with where we are right now in our season. 4-2. Lost our opening game to my alma mater, North Carolina, but then turned around and upset at that point in time number 3 ranked Duke. And then just this past weekend, another top 15 win here at home Friday night against Oklahoma State. And another win on Sunday against SIUE Edwardsville. I think the most exciting thing, and most of you that were around last year knew that scoring goals was a challenge for us. And certainly this year that's been a different story. Northern Illinois, we had 8 goals from 7 different goal scorers. Sunday, we had 5 goals and 4 different goal scorers. So certainly our ability to put the ball in the back of the net has changed, and that's changed our confidence, and that's changed the way we've played, and all of a sudden that's changed our results. And we're looking forward to next weekend. We have a 1-game weekend, which doesn't happen very often for us, so this will be a week of a little bit of rest and a lot of work to get ready for Illinois State, who comes here on Sunday, and then we start Big Ten play the following weekend, so the season's flying by. But really, I think people keep asking the question, what's the difference? Why are we scoring goals? And I think there's several things that contribute to that. One, we've got a couple different personalities with some freshmen coming in that are making an impact. Certainly McKenna Silber, who scored the goal 30 seconds into the game Sunday, makes a difference because she's kind of a natural goal scorer. But when you have someone like that, it starts to open other things up. I think you also see some maturity in some of our other players. Katie Murray is leading us in goals. Certainly she's a senior and has really worked on her game. You see players like Morgan Maroney that we've moved from the back and into the midfield. Ariana Velan is controlling the midfield for us. So it's a lot of factors, but some personalities that sort of start the snowball rolling, some senior leadership that keeps it rolling, and then some confidence from the goals that we've scored. And all of a sudden that makes our team a little bit different when it comes to the goal scoring. So certainly happy to answer any questions.
Is this the kind of start you expected from this kind of season?
I think I knew we had some different pieces to the puzzle, and I think even starting in the spring, this senior class has provided some great leadership. I think Friday night against Oklahoma State, Patricia George probably played one of the best games of her career, and was up against probably one of Oklahoma State's most potent goal scorers. And instead of her scoring goals, she was chasing Patricia down the flank and having to defend. And I think that senior leadership that we saw start to emerge in the spring really gave us more than hope, that's not the right word, really gave us an idea that this could be a different season for us. And so I think we knew coming in that this team had the ability to kind of turn things around and get this program headed in the direction that we want it to be.
What was the off season like for this season? Is there something different compared to other off seasons that you saw?
It was a real work-oriented off-season. I think we got rid of some of our gear. We put on some white cotton T-shirts and we went to work. And I think that this senior class said, we want this to be different. We want to put the work in. And I think their leadership was different this spring. It was a real hard working, this is going to be a grind, but we got to do this if we're going to get better. And so I do think there was a difference in the mentality and the attitude this off season.
After last year, Janet, and 2 years that you struggled, how refreshed are you with this? When does this start meant for you?
Yeah, I got that question last night, and I will say as a young coach, I probably rode the roller coaster a little bit more than you do as a seasoned veteran as long as I've been here. But it's certainly, I'm just happy for this team and for the juniors and seniors that have really put in the time and worked hard and done the work that it takes to get to this level. So I'm excited and happy for them, and certainly continue to keep the train moving in this direction. But I think it's one of those things you do the same thing year to year, and sometimes things really click and fall into place, and you work really hard, and so you try not to let those lulls get you down here, and you try not to, and this is what I tell my team, we're in a really good place right now, but that can change on a dime, and so you have to just keep putting in the work.
You mentioned in the spring some of the leaders the upperclassmen kind of changed how they led the team. Who were some of those people that kind of stepped up, and what did they do specifically to change how they were leaders?
Yeah, I think this senior class said there are three things that were important to them, right? That everybody showed up every day wanting to be there. And that meant whether you were playing or not. So they led by that. They showed up every day in the spring. And the spring is a challenge because you're training, you're not playing competitive games, you're really putting the work in. And, that was important that everybody was there and wanted to be there and was training hard, and they led that way. They wanted to invest in each other. And so they've done a really good job of that. And we've got 11 freshmen that our seniors really made a point from the spring and their signing date on to make sure that those freshmen felt like they were a part, but also that they knew what the standard was that they were coming into. And then their discipline in terms of execution, that was really important, that we had some kind of discipline and that execution and the standards we held. If you come to a practice, it's okay for someone to say, hey, that's not good enough, and accept that. And the seniors led that. They told each other when it wasn't good enough. And the response to that was, okay, I'll make it better. And that changes the dynamic right there.
What were the freshmen's kind of response to that? And just how quickly was their overall adjustment to the game?
Yeah, I think at first you sort of get shocked, when you hear a senior tell another senior, hey, that's not good enough. But when a senior can tell a senior that, and the response is, okay, I'll make it better, then that lesson is automatically there for the freshmen. So I think at first it's a little bit intimidating, but I think what the seniors told the freshmen is, we know you don't know everything, but what you do know, you better do well and do it to the best of your ability. And the freshmen have really embraced that.
Past couple games you used Ashley Cather at that left back spot. How do you think she's been performing there as a freshman?
Yeah, that's a freshman who doesn't necessarily have, she's got experiences that automatically make her beyond a freshman. She's played internationally. She's played in a U20 World Cup, so she's got some experience that maybe a typical freshman doesn't have. She's naturally left-footed, so she's certainly played on the left back. We've actually even used her now as a left midfielder because she's so good on the ball. But I tell you what, I think I didn't expect is maybe that she'd be quite as tenacious a defender as she's been, and that's really helped us, I think, in terms of being able to put her in the back line and trust her freshmen to be the defensive presence that she's been since she's arrived on campus. Yeah.
Now that you've had a successful start, opponents will take note of that. How do you coach your team through that? If opponents maybe were, I don't want to say overlooking, but not expecting.
Yeah, no doubt we have a target on our back now. I think we're going to go into the Big Ten season with people saying, hey, this is a team we better pay attention to. They beat Duke, they beat Oklahoma State. So certainly a target on our back, but we want that. So the first thing we say is embrace that. But the second thing is stay focused on the process. Stay focused on the work that we're putting in, getting better every day. It doesn't matter who we play. We've got to focus on ourselves and being the best team that we can be and the best teammate that we can be. And that's what's allowed us to be successful. So don't get distracted from that process and the things that we've done. And I think we got to stay focused on that. And that's what I really liked from Friday against Oklahoma State to Sunday. That was certainly a challenge. You come off a big win like that. So I think that's something this team is learning to do, is to really focus on the process and being consistent. Can we have the same energy from day to day? Can our bench have the same energy? Can we have the same competitiveness in practice every day? And if we can get that part consistent, then it doesn't matter whether we have a target on our back or not. We're holding ourselves to our own standards.
With how last season went, what does this start just mean to the program as a whole?
Yeah, I think it's just a statement of where we expect this program to be. So I think it confirms, and I think we've always known that we are capable of competing with any team in the country. I think now just the public knows it as well. Great, thanks. And if Levy doesn't show up, I'm ready to take his place. I just wanted y'all to know that.